What's going on YouTube? Mike here, back again with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 3 tools that every trader needs in order to become more successful in their trading endeavors. So these 3 tools have absolutely nothing to do with strategy. They're not some kind of winning indicator. They're not anything like that. In fact, I don't even use indicators at all. If you're new to this channel, I trade refined supply and demand, also known as smart money concepts. And this offers a high risk to reward setup with absolutely no indicators, with naked charts. And so if you're interested in learning more about this stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel, take a look at the playlists. I do have a free course talking about this, as well as a paid course and a VIP group, but you can find more information on all that below this video. Before we actually get started, like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. And be sure to check the resources in the description below. And so today's video, what we're going to be talking about is 3 different tools that every trader should have. And if you don't have these, you need to get them as soon as possible. Like I mentioned already, these are not some kind of magic indicator. These are not even really related to your strategy at all in terms of actually like placing trades and the way you view a chart. These are tools that every trader should have, just hands down, to improve and kind of maintain their trading abilities. So let's go ahead and get started. As I go through these, I'm going to give an overview with a few points on each, and then we're going to transition into actually a little bit more in-depth video of each tool as we go along. So the first tool is a trade journal. Your trade journal is probably arguably one of the most important tools that any trader should have. And if you're not using a trade journal, then you are one step closer to gambling rather than trading. And so there's a few main reasons why you need to keep a trade journal. If you don't have a trade journal, then this part of the video is definitely for you. If you do have it, then maybe you can learn something from this. And also we're going to talk about the trade journal that I recommend here in just a minute. So some of the top reasons why you need a trade journal, obviously, like it goes without even saying that record keeping and recording your trades is the main reason why you keep a trade journal. So a trade journal helps you to keep track of all of your trades that are executed, including the entry and exit prices, profit and loss, and any other details that you want to include. Is essential for future analysis and performance evaluation. So for myself, I always take a screenshot of the 3 different time frames that I'm trading at that time that I executed and either lost or won a trade. And then every week I go back and review my actual wins and losses for the week to try to improve. And then I also do that on a monthly basis as well. And that helps me refine my edge and understand what I'm doing wrong when I'm losing and what I'm doing right when I'm winning. And so that as a whole is like the main reason why anyone and everyone who's trading should keep some kind of trade journal, because you can actually learn to improve upon your mistakes through analysis, which brings us to analyzing your trading patterns. And so we're not really talking about patterns as in like what you see on charts. We're talking about patterns in your personality and in your mistakes and in your wins. So by reviewing the trading history that you record in a trade journal, a trader can identify patterns and trends in their trading behavior. And this analysis can be used to identify strengths and weaknesses in your strategy and help you make necessary adjustments. So the third reason is it instills discipline in you, and recording all of your trades in a journal requires a certain level of discipline. It's really easy to just like place a trade, and if it's a loss, then close it and go on about your day and forget about it, or just continue to trade and take more losses or wins or like whatever, and not record your trades. But if you actually stop to record each one of your trades on each individual trade of the day, if you're taking more than one trade a day, then this instills a lot of discipline in your routine. And the discipline can help a trader stick to their trading plan and avoid impulsive decisions that can lead to significant losses or developing bad habits or bad patterns in your trading. And so by disciplining yourself to record every single trade, it can actually positively affect other areas of your trading as well. So few more reasons. It obviously helps you track progress. A trade journal helps traders track their progress over time. By reviewing past entries, traders can measure their performance and identify areas where they have improved and areas where they still need to improve. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier. By doing weekly, even if you're doing it daily, and at least monthly analysis of what your trading results are, you can then look back over time and say, okay, I don't understand blank. I don't understand entries when I'm selling. I don't understand change of character. I don't understand swing structure, whatever. You can identify different problems that you're not understanding and then study that more in depth. So lastly, all of these things combined together help with building confidence in your trading and in your routine. A well-kept trade journal can help build confidence in a trader's ability to make informed trading decisions. It can serve as a reminder of past successes and help traders stay motivated during periods of losses or uncertainty. So I actually have my own trading journal that I made and I sell as a digital product to traders just like you. And at this point in time, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what the Renegade Trade Journal is and what it looks like. If at any point in time you want to get a copy for yourself, be sure to visit renegadetradejournal.com. If you forget that domain name or that URL, you can always check the links in the description of any of my videos, and it's linked on every video. So hang tight for just a second and we'll transition into the Renegade Trade Journal overview. Okay, and so let's do a quick overview video talking about the Renegade Trade Journal and how you can actually use this to improve upon your trading. So when you sign up for the Renegade Trade Journal at the links below this video, there is actually an automatic notification that sends you this spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet you can either open in office.com for completely free using Microsoft Excel, or if you already pay for the premium version of Microsoft Excel and you have that downloaded to your Windows computer or whatever computer, then you can populate it into that as well. So it works both free at office.com or with your paid version of Microsoft Excel. And there are quite a few tabs here that we can go over really quick and talk about how they benefit you as a trader and how you can become a lot better at analyzing and discovering some of the problems that you have in your trading and help you gain that edge in your strategy, like smart money concepts or whatever strategy you use. So before we get started, I just want to point out a lot of the times people see this and they're confused and think that it's outdated. It's not actually outdated because of the years that are on here. When this was created, I added like 1,000 or however many trades just throughout different years to show when you open this. So when you just run through this and open it, you can see and use the different slicers down here to actually select the year. If I just created one trade and through the getting started video that's included in this, you'll see how to actually reset this and add your own trades. If you just had one trade from 2023 or like a few trades from 1 year, then none of this stuff would show up. So I actually filled all of these on purpose, backdated to show that you can actually select the different years and the different months. So let's do a quick overview of this journal and kind of like the different features that it has so you can see exactly how it can benefit you. So you have the risk and profit factors. You also have the total gross income that you've made and the total net losses that you have as well. The P&L on this overview dashboard also for the last 30 days is shown here. Your average win gain, average loss, and average percentage loss. Total number of trades there it is. So it was 892 trades that I have added to this. So you can use these features when you first open it. And then we also have this nice clean chart, showing the differences in our wins and losses, as well as the slicers down here that you can select for different different overviews. So if you wanted to just only look at the year 2020, for example, again, this is obviously 3 years old, but as you update this and as you go forward throughout the years, it would show 2023, 2024, et cetera, et cetera. But if you wanted to look past, for example, hypothetically, if you had data from 2020, all you need to do is click 2020 and it would show you, okay, in 2020, I made a total of $646. I lost 327. My average win is $13. Average win percentage gain is 5%. And this was the P&L for the last 30 days of 2020 that we have selected there. You can then go down even further to different months. And so for the month of January in 2020, for example, looks like the loss here was minus $10, which is then reflected on these charts as well. So that's the overview tab, and that's like what you're going to be using most of the time just to glance at your portfolio. The next thing would be the database, and this is where you actually enter in your trades. Right at this moment, there's actually only one trade entered in here. And to reset this, which we go over this in the overview video, but you come up to, and so yeah, all you have to do is go to data and then refresh all. And once you actually have trades to enter in here, all you would do is follow the columns across the top with the titles and enter in your data that you can have populate into the overview and the detailed tabs and all that. So as you populate stuff in here and as you make this your own journal, it will then populate all of the tables and everything on the rest of the tabs. Okay, and so that's the database for all of your trades. Next, let's go to the detailed tab. On the detailed tab, this is actually a little bit more in-depth analysis of your journal and of your profit and loss, and as well as the slicers. You can have a little bit more customization for segmenting your data from your journal. The next page, we do have the actual journal of trades. This is based on the database. So it pulls everything from the database over here. Again, it's just because I haven't actually clicked refresh all. It's showing all of the old trades that I put in here from all the way back to 2019. These are just random trades that were put in here. These don't actually mean anything. It was just to, again, simulate how this is actually used. And so, yeah, that's the journal tab. And then on the calendar tab, this will actually show when you select the date, or the year. This will actually show, for example, let's go to 2020. Actually, let's go back to 2021. Oh yeah, okay. It's because you have to actually select 2021 and then click refresh all. But when you select a year that actually has profit and loss, those will populate into the calendar here. And then for each week, for example, so let's say January 2021, if you made $500, for example, it would show that $500 gain for the week in the total column. And then each separate day would have its own profit and loss in each calendar of the day. And so that then shows for each month of each year. And you, like I said, you can select the year here. Lastly, let's go over to the last couple columns that we have here, the drop-down list. This is for your strategies and things like that you want to add. We have detailed charts, which is a lot more in-depth charts over here on this page. And then lastly, the instructions on how to actually set up and use the journal, as well as rearrange the charts and stuff like that. So if you're interested in this, definitely check the links below this video and get yourself a copy of the Renegade Trade Journal. Okay, so that was a quick overview of the Renegade Trade Journal. And like I said before, if you want to get yourself a copy of that, if that's something that you need, be sure to check out www.renegadetradejournal.com. And you can get your own copy of the Renegade Trade Journal delivered to your email instantly after checkout and start tracking your trades and refining your data to improve your edge in any market. It doesn't matter what your strategy is. It doesn't matter if you use indicators or not. It helps you all around in any trading strategy. So the next tool that every trader needs is Magic Keys. If you've never heard of Magic Keys, basically what it is a automatic risk calculator that automatically calculates your risk size, your position size with your stop loss and your take profit and partial take profits, as well as many other different little benefits that it has. Those are kind of the main things. And then it also allows you to close certain percentages of your orders automatically by the push of a button. And so Magic Keys, at the time of filming this video, actually has a physical keypad. So it's kind of similar to a number pad on your keyboard, but it's actually detached, and it has all of these buttons that have different functions and different benefits to the trader. And so the main thing, like I said, is it's automatically calculating your lot size, which we'll get into in a little bit. I'm going to go do a little bit of a in-depth setup video and like walking you through how to actually use it here in a minute. But the main 5 points of why somebody would want to use Magic Keys is as follows. So the first thing is it greatly improves the speed of executing a trade. So using Magic Keys on MetaTrader 4 or 5 can significantly increase the speed of execution for trades. This is particularly useful for scalping or high frequency strategies where timing is critical. So for myself, I actually enter on the 1 minute chart, and I do not have time to think about what size my lot size is going to be and how to calculate that. So Magic Keys does that for me. All I have to do is drag the stop loss where I want it and click open trade. And I literally can open a trade in like half a second and react to what's happening in the market at any point in time, just basically automatically. And so that leads us to the second point of why Magic Keys is a crucial tool. And that brings us to automation. So Magic Keys can automate specific trading actions, such as placing an order or closing a position when certain conditions are met. This can obviously save time and reduce the risk of human error. And so you can set sell limits and buy limits with stop losses and take profits immediately just in one click of a button. You can also set partial take profits and close certain percentages of your order that you choose along the way. So if, for example, you want to close, half of your order at a low or a high, you can do that, or close 90% at a low or a high or predetermined risk, you can do that as well. So we'll get into that here in a minute when I do an overview of it. But yeah, that kind of leads us into the next thing. So Magic Keys can be customized to fit any type of strategy or preference, and it allows traders to create shortcuts for frequently used actions or set up complex trading rules that can be executed quickly and easily. So it's really customizable to any different type of trader or trading strategy, and it basically simplifies all of the actions inside of your MetaTrader terminal. Lastly, it, like I already said, helps with risk management. It automatically calculates the percentage-based volume, so you risk the same amount on each trade, which is vitally important. If you're risking 8% on one trade, 2% on the next trade, 5% on the next, you're never going to have consistent results in your trading. You always want to risk the same exact amount. So for myself, I just risk 1% of my account on every single trade, and I don't even have to think about how to calculate it. I literally just drag the stop loss and set my trade and pretty much forget about it until it comes time to close it. And so that leads me into consistency, where basically using Magic Keys can help any trader with any type of strategy maintain consistency in their trading approach. By automating certain actions like your volume size of your order or using customized shortcuts, traders can ensure that they are executing trades according to their predetermined trading plan. This can help to avoid impulsive decisions and increase the likelihood of long-term success. So before I get started in the Magic Keys overview video, I do have a link in the description below this video that you can click. And if you want to get a copy of Magic Keys, you can use the code Renegade Forex for 10% off, but you have to actually use the link below this video. If you just go to Magic Keys website directly without clicking the link below, then this code will not work. You have to click the link below this video to take you to the website and then enter the code Renegade Forex, and that will give you 10% off your copy of Magic Keys. And that works on both the digital and the physical version. Personally, I recommend the physical version just because I like to have it in my actual hands. It kind of takes away from the point if you're using the digital version because you just have to find the window and click on it instead of clicking on MetaTrader, and it just becomes a mess. So I'd recommend just getting the actual physical version. And I'm going to go ahead now and show you a very quick setup tutorial and how to actually use it and show you how easy that is. Okay, so now let's go ahead and actually go over how to use magic keys using on MetaTrader 4 and how to actually place a trade and some of the key features that I like to use in my trading. So first of all, in case you've never used magic keys at all and you don't know how it works, basically the best feature of this, there's obviously a lot of really good features, but the best feature for me and our style of trading using smart money concepts is the automatic lot size calculator. So when you click open calc on your keyboard, which stands for open calculator, these two lines come up and they automatically calculate your lot size based on where your stop loss placement is. And this is because of the configuration that we have set up. I have it set to risk 5% of the account balance. And so if I'm going long from this position and I'm placing my stop loss down here, you can see the volume drastically decrease compared to if I have it set up here. And we'll run through some actual real examples, and I'll place a trade here in just a minute. But if my stop loss was, for example, 16 pips, which you can see here, 15.8, it's still risking 5% of the account, which is just shy of $500. And that trade itself would be a volume of 3.16 lots. Now, if for whatever reason my stop loss needed to be below this low, you can still see it's risking almost $500, which is still roughly 5% of the account, but the lot size goes way down automatically to 1.16 lots. And that now stop loss would be a little over 40 pips. So it's still risking the same exact amount on every trade, and it's automatically calculating that lot size for you. Instead of trying to fumble through with your head or doing math or using a spreadsheet or something like that, it just automatically sets it up for you, and you don't even have to think about it. I couldn't even tell you the lot size that I've been trading with for a while now because I don't even pay attention. I'm trading the 1 minute charts, and I don't have time to like fumble around and figure out what lot size I'm doing. I literally don't even look at it. I just use magic keys, set my stop loss, set my take profit, and place the trade, and that's it. And so that brings me to explain the take profit as well. The take profit line, if you notice, just very similarly to the stop loss, it calculates the pips, it calculates the gain if you actually hit the take profit, and the percentage gain as well, and then the risk to reward. And so one thing you'll notice as you get familiar with magic keys is the risk to reward on this is going to always be lower than TradingView. And I think that's just due to different tick value between MetaTrader 4 and between TradingView. And it's always going to be different. So if you did this on using the risk to reward tool on TradingView, typically the risk to reward shown on TradingView is going to be a lot higher than magic keys. And so this works obviously both buys and sells. If you wanted to, for example, change this to a short, all you'd have to do is just drag the stop loss up there and set your take profit to wherever that would be. And now if you click open calc, it automatically is going to flip it to a sell. Same example, if you needed to move your stop loss but still enter down here, it's automatically calculating the loss and decreasing automatically calculating your lot size, but decreasing it so that you're risking the same amount on every single trade. And so this, needless to say, this just automatically takes out any guesswork, and it makes it so that you're consistently risking the same exact amount on every trade, which is very key to becoming successful with trading. You don't want to one trade risk 8%, the next trade risk 2%, or anything like that. You just want to always be risking the same exact amount, and this tool ensures that on every single trade. So the next most commonly used thing is to have a pending order, and you can do a market pending order. There's a very large button on magic keys that says market pending, and as soon as you tap that, it will populate a yellow line here. And let's say, for example, I wanted to place a buy order or a buy limit down here, I could do that and simply have a, like, for example, if I wanted to trade this demand zone that's forming right here for whatever reason and go higher, I could simply set my pending order right here and right at the open of that candle and the stop loss right below it with my take profit up here for a gain of 1 to 3.5 and 17% gain on my account. The total profit, if that hit, would be $1,736.79. And the stop loss is 23.9, risking almost $500 with a volume of 2.09 lots. And I would just simply click open trade. As you can see, it just automatically puts the buy limit right there, and you can see the trade populate down below with those same exact parameters that was happening or that we're showing using magic keys. And so that's how you set a limit order. You can also obviously do the same thing for a sell. So if for some reason you wanted to sell up here, I'm not doing any kind of analysis here. I'm just guessing and just doing random stuff on the chart. But if you wanted to sell from up there, you could do the same thing. Just click open trade, and it would then set a sell limit right with those same exact parameters. So lastly, the last thing I want to go over with that I use really commonly. Obviously, there's a lot of different features with this tool, but the other thing that I use very commonly is the partial TP. And I think that this is a very valuable tool for my trade plan, at least, and it probably will be for yours as well. The way that I trade is I take a 90% partial at a fixed risk to reward or the next closest high or low, depending on like what direction I'm trading, at a 1 to 5. So if that's just a fixed, the fixed gain that goes beyond the next high or low, then I just do that at an automatic 1 to 5. If that 1 to 5 happens to be at the next high or low, then I would just set the partial take profit at that high or low. So I go over that a lot in the course that I have, but that's just how I trade. If you trade, for example, you take, if you're selling here, you have a sell or a buy limit here. Excuse me. You have a buy limit here and you're targeting this high. And for some reason you wanted to take a partial at this high right here, you can use the partial TP feature to do that. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to delete this sell limit just so we have less lines on the chart. And let's say, for example, we have a buy limit here, but we want to take a partial at this demand zone here. And so all you need to do is click partial TP, and you will then see a purple line show up on the chart. And you just need to drag that to wherever you want your partial TP to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it right at the top of that candle, just in case, or for when price hits above that, it would actually, as soon as it crosses it, it will close the percentage amount that we have set over here. So in case you missed that, when you toggle on partial TP, it will actually open this partial TP's window. And I'm just going to delete that second one for right now. I hit it twice. And so yeah, all we need to do is, if you have it set up correctly in the expert advisors dependencies window, then you don't have to do anything, and you can just click set, and you would then see that change to a dotted line, which means that it's actually a set partial TP. Now, if for some reason you wanted to actually go against what you have set up, you can, instead of hitting set, you can edit these columns here. So the 90 right here is the 90% that I want it to close. So that's the percentage of how much of your volume you want to close. And then this is actually a written number of the amount of pips that is from your entry, and then the actual price itself on the chart. And so you can then see that change, as you go up and down. And if you wanted to change this to, like, for example, 50%, you could do that and change it to just closing 50% of the order and click set. And so the nice thing about the partial TP is that you can actually create multiple take profits on the same trade. And so, for example, if I say, actually, you know what, I want to take a partial at, 30 pips, and I want it to be a 50% partial there, and then a 50% partial at the next high, I can do that. And I can just totally set it and forget it and walk away, and not even have to think about what's going to happen along the way up. So this is a really great tool. It's really beneficial for especially when you're trading lower time frames, like the 1 minute, the 5 minute. You don't have to give any thought to like your actual lot size, and then having the take profit feature is really amazing too, because then you don't even have to think about your trade plan. You can just set it and just watch the trade play out without having to worry anything about it. So obviously there's a lot more to it than just those features, but I wanted to show you the main features and like kind of how it works and the benefits of having magic keys. Okay, so that was the magic keys tutorial and a quick overview of how it works. And I just wanted to take that time to show you how simple it is to use. So like I said earlier, if you check out the link below this video and click the link for magic keys and use the code Renegade Forex, you can get your own version of magic keys for 10% off the listed price. Okay, and so since you stayed all the way to the end of the video, I do now have an actual free bonus for you that goes along with the third tool that every trader should have. And that is a free trade plan template. And so again, the links below this video, I do actually have a free opt-in where if you sign up with your email, I'll deliver the free trade plan to you automatically in the email that you provide. And this is actually a template that you're going to get that's an exact copy of the trade plan that I look at every day before I hit the market. So pretty cool. If you want to take advantage of that, be sure to check the links below this video. And with a trade plan, this is I have a hard time saying which is more important between a trade plan and a trade journal. I think a trade plan is the most important. They're really equally important, but the trade plan takes first by a little bit. And the reason being is your trade plan should be treated as like a living, breathing part of your trading business, because it's something that you're going to need to refer to. In my opinion, you should be referring to it every day. Even if you're consistently profitable, you should still include reading your trade plan as part of your warm-up routine or your pre-market routine. Having a trade plan, if you didn't have a plan, you would have absolutely no idea what you're doing in the market. It's the same thing as having a map or using a GPS when you're on a road trip. If you didn't know where you're going, then how are you ever going to get there? And so having a clearly defined trade plan is hands down the most important thing to me when it comes to tools that a trader needs. And it's taken me many years to get to the point of having such a refined trade plan like what I'm offering to you in the free template. And so definitely take advantage of that. In a minute, I'll go over a quick overview and show you all the things over the years of trading that I've come to add into my trade plan. So some of the main points as to why someone would want a trade plan and why you need to have a trade plan, like I've already mentioned a little bit, it defines your objectives clearly. A trade plan helps to define a trader's objectives, including profit targets, risk tolerance, and position sizing. This provides a clear direction for the trader and helps to avoid impulsive trading decisions. Number two, it reduces emotions. Trading can be emotionally challenging, and a trade plan helps to remove emotions from the trading process. By following a predefined plan, traders can avoid making decisions based on fear, greed, or other emotions. Increases consistency. A trade plan helps traders maintain consistency in their trading approach. This can help to avoid impulsive decisions again and ensure that trades are executed according to the trader's predetermined rules and strategies. So number 2 and 3 are very important. If you just know exactly what your strategy is, how you're going to execute it, when and where you're going to execute it, then anything else that happens is just simply noise. If you don't see your trade happening, or you miss a trade because it didn't align with your trade plan, then that reduces so much stress and anxiety and emotions out of trading, that because you just know, like, okay, I'm following my trade plan, and what I'm seeing right now or what I think I'm missing right now doesn't actually align with my trade plan. And it takes out all of the fear of missing out. It takes out any kind of anxiety or frustration from missing trades, unless you're actually missing a real trade that's in your trade plan. You learn to cut out the rest of the noise happening in the market until you actually see the trade that is listed in your trade plan following your strategy. So on to number 4. It provides a framework for decision making. Like I just kind of mentioned, a trade plan provides a framework for decision making by outlining the trader's strategies and rules. This helps to avoid indecisiveness and ensures that trading decisions are based on logic and analysis rather than intuition. So, like I just mentioned, it cuts out the intuition, it cuts out the, well, what if, the fear of missing out, the questions that you just naturally ask yourself of like, is this a trade or is it not a trade? Like having it written down and outlined perfectly will really help you in more ways than one. Lastly, you can then compare your performance evaluation with your trade journal. So a trade plan allows traders to evaluate their performance over time. By comparing their actual trading results to their planned objectives and strategies, traders can identify areas for improvement and make necessary adjustments to their trading approach. And so by comparing your results, if you have a few losses in your trade journal, you can compare those losses to your trade plan and see if they're valid losses or not, first of all. And if they are valid losses, you can then see if there's a way to prevent those in the future by tweaking your trade plan if necessary. So let's go ahead and do a quick overview of the free trade plan template. Like I said earlier, there's actually a link in the description below this video. And if you enter in your email, I'll automatically send you this trade template that I'm about to go over to that email that you provide. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that template looks like. Okay, and here is a copy of your trade plan template that is actually a direct copy of what I review and look at every day. Obviously, I've taken out all of my specific, parts of my trade plan and I've just replaced it with placeholder text here. But there are some of the same images that I look at every day, and this is the same overall outline. And so I wanted to give this to people because this is something that I needed when I first started, and it's yours free. All you have to do is just go to the links below this video and enter in your email, and it will be automatically sent to you to the email that you provide. And you can open it, and then all you need to do once you open it, it's actually just a view only link. So you're not going to be able to actually make edits to the link that you open specifically. Once you do actually open the link, all you need to do is come to File and then click Make a Copy. And when you click Make a Copy, that will actually be your own copy of the trade plan, and then you can actually make whatever edits you want. So once you've made a copy, all you need to do is then take a look at your new trade plan and fill it in. And so just to give you a quick overview and kind of like how I use this and how I function as a trader, I actually open this first thing in the morning and I read it every single day, and I go through and remind myself of why I'm doing this, what I'm doing it for, the overview of my trade plan, which is highlighted right here, and then my trade plan in one sentence. So I try to simplify it as much as possible. I also remind myself of the main problems that are preventing me from actually maintaining consistency. And in order to avoid those, like if, for example, you are prone to over trading or over leveraging or something like that, you can remind yourself in this area here. I also then have my trade plan in one image for buying and selling, because it helps me warm up to actually see it visually and remind myself of that every single day. All the images are also linked, so I can open those in a new tab and see them a little bit more clearly. But to stay on the trade plan itself, I then have, this is without any markings or anything like that. And then the next page here, the next image is actually, counter trend trades that you can see here, and then pro trend trades targeting the next high. I then go down to my goal and remind myself of my goal, whether that's for the next coming month or the quarter or the year or whatever you want to put in here. I have my payout plan written down for how to withdraw from my account. I also have my routine for trading. So I have like just a general daily routine that I follow that I have written down. And then I go into a little bit more in depth. So from this page on, it's a little bit more in depth. And this is basically the summary of my trading plan here. And in regards to like each time frame and why I use the time frames that I do. And so going over this stuff every morning, it helps me a lot get into the right mindset for trading and kind of get me into the zone. And then lastly, I talk about market structure and remind myself of, that the expectations with that. so that summarizes the actual trade plan itself. And then after this, I have images of like reminders and stuff. And so I have here is like my entry model that I follow for um, my trade entries on the 1 minute. And then I also have um, basically another discount and premium version of that here, which you can see using flip zones and when I choose to use those or not. So you can see that, and there's links to those as well. You're totally welcome to use that for your own trading if you like, or change that out for something else. I then also include pictures. This is just a copy, but pictures of when the actual trend is changing on the 15-minute and the 5-minute to remind myself of that, versus like just a change of character, for example. So I would recommend going through, and if whatever problems you have or if you have a hard time understanding something, go through and take pictures of it. And the point is to actually put that into your trade plan to look at it every day. So lastly, after I go through that whole warm up, I have win examples for both sells and buys. Again, these are actually linked, so you can open the image if you want to see it a little bit more up close. And yeah, I have basically multi-time frame analysis of some of these trades and how I could have entered into them as for both sells and buys. And yeah, that's pretty much sums up, the trade plan. Obviously, you can customize this as much as you want. You can change it, do whatever you want to do, add more stuff if you have other parts that work for you, or you want to take out stuff that you don't like, whatever. It's completely your trade plan, your template, and you can do whatever you'd like. And to add, these points have gotten me to the success that I have today. And over time, I've slowly added in and made this a more in-depth than just simply writing out, in one paragraph. Like when I first started, I had like a trade plan that was just this highlighted text right here, and that was it. And over time, I have just made this into my trading routine and reviewing this and looking at it as my kind of pre-market warm up. So hopefully that makes sense, and I hope you enjoy that template. Okay, and that was the trade plan template that I use every day in my trading. And like I've mentioned a few times already, just to mention it one last time before the end of this video, if you want to check out the links in the description below, I do give that exact template away for free. So be sure to take advantage of that if it's something you're interested in. And this brings us to the end of this video. So hopefully you found some kind of value in this and learned a thing or two. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. And be sure to check out what we have on the rest of the channel. There's quite a bit of value already and going to be new videos uploaded every week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.